Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Obvious Gaming. My name is Garrett Drake, and today we're reacting to the Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay reveal trailer. Now, this is a little out of the ordinary for our channel. We don't typically do reaction videos, but I was already set up for a different video. This wasn't on the schedule, but I imagine we're all very excited for this, and I figured, why the hell not, man? Let's just do it. So let me know your thoughts down below. I'll react as the trailer plays, and of course, we'll talk about it at the end as well. I've seen it once, but I didn't really have time to process all of it. There's a lot to take in, so let's do it.
They'll probably hang you, buddy.
Buddy. This may or may not be how the game starts.
You coming, buddy?
Of course, buddy.
In the late 1800s, America was evolving, on its way to becoming the most powerful country in the world. New immigrants arrived, thriving outposts became towns, and civilization was spreading rapidly into the huge, wild, and lawless frontier.
It's beautiful.
With Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar Games aims to create a living
It's all these mountain ranges, man, blowing my mind.
Simply open, but deeper.
Come on, pretty boy.
More interactive.
It's always the little details in Rockstar's games. I love the mud on his back from the wet ground.
Storytelling.
We need to get those people warm and fed.
That looks incredible.
In new ways. As you live.
Dead boy.
To survive. As an outlaw in a notorious gang.
All right, brother.
You get shot, I'm happy.
Amen. At long last.
The game is an attempt to capture this pivotal moment when the age of outlaws was ending and the modern world was born. There is a huge world to explore.
The lighting, man,
set across
gorgeous.
A range of America's heartland and frontier.
Reminds me a lot of The Witcher 3.
From harsh mountain trails and dense forests to untamed swamplands and sweeping deserts, rugged livestock towns to modernizing cities and much more. All populated with a diverse cast of characters from turn-of-the-century life.
Careful now.
Shoe, please. I'm waiting for someone interesting to turn up.
You play as Arthur Morgan, a trusted senior gun in the Vanderling gang, a band of outlaws and outcasts on the run from the pressures of civilized life.
John.
You're gonna borrow a little money from old Uncle Sam and be out of his hair once and for all.
Each time they're forced to flee an area, the gang sets up a camp as a base. This is where gang members eat, sleep, perform chores, play games, and share stories.
Anyway, I got caught by some hill country.
I love this. It reminds me of listening to the radio stations on GTA 5 and hearing the stories and ridiculous antics from all the talk show hosts and everything, but sitting around a campfire sounds so cool.
Over the course of the game.
So, you save the silly bastard's life, and you and him go robbing sheep.
Helping the camp with food and supplies will keep morale high, while spending time with other gang members can reveal new secrets, fun things to do, and opportunities for mischief.
How about you and me go and redistribute some...
Dig that jacket.
In and out of camp, the world is alive and responds to the player.
Well, ain't this a rare treat?
And your guns aren't the only way to interact with the environment. Call out to a passing rider.
That's a nice horse.
I love
yourself
that.
Into trouble with a local tough guy.
Clear out.
Or out of trouble with a town sheriff. Or intimidate a witness into silence, and more.
Keep your mouth shut. You're dead, friend.
Dead boy.
Yourself with this.
Confrontations can be escalated or diffused.
Take it easy. Do what you want. I don't care.
You can form friendships.
God, you did it.
Or make enemies as you choose.
You killed my cousin, you sick son of a bitch!
Your actions have consequences, and it's up to you to decide
Bit
just
of
how
a
honorable
Scar and
Arthur
Mufasa
is.
situation here.
Killed you, Jimmy Brooks.
Me?
Shooting and fighting have both been radically improved to make combat deep and engaging at all times. Each weapon has unique characteristics, with realistic reload and recoil that always keeps the player grounded and connected to the action in a gunfight.
Those Rockstar physics, man. Love
In
them.
a similar way, the bond with your horse is crucial and changes based on your treatment of the animal.
This is by far one of the
Some
most
breeds are
interesting
better
aspects to
suited
me.
for certain tasks.
I got a fella been looking for a decent workhorse like this for a while.
Your saddle and saddlebags can store extra weapons. along with supplies and animal carcasses that you pick up while out roaming or hunting. Over time, the bond between you and your horse will grow, making them easier to control in tense situations.
Yeah, he's a great horse, aside from when the devil got him.
A rich and varied ecosystem thrives.
The daggum moose.
Full of predators, prey, and scavengers. All smart and sometimes deadly.
You want to come with me? I'll show you how we hunt one.
Hunting helps the camp or earns you money. Wound an animal and you'll have to track them down. Animal pelts and other items you find can be traded for cash to use at general stores, gunsmiths, saloons, and elsewhere.
Love the look of the saloon too.
And I feel I'm in purgatory.
This is a world that is rich in depth and detail. All designed to be explored.
Those mountain ranges, man, so beautiful.
As you live the fateful journey of a gang of outlaws on the run across America. In the next gameplay video, we'll look at missions.
Oh boy!
Enemy gangs, robberies, other things to do, and much more, including the evolution of sharpshooting using the Deadeye system.
Hell right, brother. So cool. October 26th, man. We are nearing it so quickly. That'll be here before we know it. And video was captured entirely with in-game footage. Man, there's a whole lot to take in from that. I'm trying to think of what stands out to me initially. Of course, you heard me mentioning the mountain ranges, and just the scope and scale of them is just breathtaking. And I love how the skyline sort of reminds me of those paintings you'd see in like a Longhorn Steakhouse or like an old-timey Western type restaurant where they have those paintings of the old Midwest and everything with buffaloes and everything. That's what the skyline reminds me of. It's very, very pretty to look at. Gameplay-wise, just the presentation obviously is outstanding. Exactly what you'd expect from Rockstar. It seems like they iterate upon everything with every game they do, which is just fantastic, not only graphically, but from a gameplay standpoint and immersion specifically. It's always the little details that blow my mind the most in, not GTA, but Rockstar games in general, specifically like being able to wave to someone passing by on the road or interrupting someone who's up to no good and choosing whether or not you're gonna let them go. Saving the guy hanging from a cliff, and that could potentially lead to new storylines and new friendships and whatever, or new villains perhaps. But it is so cool looking. I'm trying to think how to gather my thoughts. The lighting looks outstanding with the sunrises and the sunsets and how the light breaks through the clouds. Even the glow of the lantern when they're traversing through the heavy snow looks awesome. I love the idea of the bond with your horse, especially. I imagine building a strong relationship with your horse and having this horse that reacts to you perfectly and does everything you want it to do. Losing it has got to suck, not only from a personal standpoint, you're like, dang it, I've had this horse for so long, he's my buddy, and you lose him, that would suck, but also losing your mount and having to gain a new horse and build up a new relationship is awesome, and having different horses for different activities, like one for just riding across the wilderness, one for maybe pulling lumber and stuff, or if you're moving camp and everything, so that's awesome. I think another detail I read about from IGN specifically is that your hat can be shut off your head, and in order to retrieve it, you have to physically go pick it up or purchase a new hat, which is cool. Also heard rumblings that if your gun's out in the middle of a town, people will question why your gun's out and ask you to put it away. It's an easy way to threaten someone. I also saw a little brief clip of Arthur cleaning his weapon. I imagine that might be part of it, as well as maintaining your weapons, give a little more of a grounded, realistic approach to using them, which is cool. Of course, we got a few glimpses of combat, not too much. I imagine we'll see more of that in the missions trailer that's to come next, but I love the Rockstar physics as well. I mean, gunfights have always been a whole lot of fun, specifically on GTA. I think they really refined the gunplay. It was always good in Red Dead 2, but I think they'll have really nailed it with Red Dead Redemption 2, and of course, Deadeye is always fun. What else is in there that looks so cool? The animal carcasses, hunting's got to be a lot of fun, not only providing income for yourself and new materials, but also food for your camp and keeping them healthy and maintained. I've heard people can die off if you don't keep them fed, especially in the winter months, which is very cool. I like being able to, for example, kill a deer and have to bring it all the way back to your camp, and it can rot if you don't get it there quickly enough. So that's very cool. I imagine running into bandits in the middle of a forest can be kind of cool as well, and dealing with that situation. Just gunfights in general, I think I'm most excited for, and just the tiny little details of people waving to you. I like that one shot as well of the woman who remembered you killed her cousin. I've always been fascinated by stuff like that in games. Like, for an example, in The Witcher 3, when that guy throughout the game at different times wants to fight you, and he always remembers the previous fights. That's always really cool as well. what is something else that I'm missing? There's so much to take in. I don't know. I mean, Arthur Morgan himself seems like a cool character. I like how the world obviously reacts to you as the player and choosing whether or not you're going to be an outlaw or an anti-hero or a straight-up hero. I know it's probably difficult to do that being in a gang of outlaws, but I don't know what kind of Arthur Morgan I'm going to be, but it looks cool. I'm excited to see what John Marston's up to throughout the game and how much of a role he actually has. So overall, man, presentation-wise, gorgeous. Gameplay just initially looks outstanding. I like the minimal HUD as well. Being able to interact with all the different characters in all these different ways, and the games we're going to get to play. Side missions, hunting, your horse relationship. I mean, again, my mind's kind of swirling around all of it, but I'm very excited for the next trailer as well. But overall, I hope you guys are excited, or as excited as I am. If you are, let me know your thoughts down below. Any concerns you have, anything that sticks out to you the most, what you're most excited for. Please let me know, and let me know if you want to see more reaction videos specifically from our community. I know this is, again, a little out of the norm for us, but if you're a new listener and you enjoyed the video, I encourage you to subscribe and let us know down below if you'd also like to see more reaction videos. But in case you are a new listener or viewer, I gotta say my name's Garrett. I'm one of 3 gentlemen who comprise It's Obvious Gaming, where we co-host a weekly podcast on this YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, that releases every Monday at midnight Eastern. We also stream twice daily at twitch.tv/itsobviousgaming. All kinds of games we'll be streaming and doing Let's Plays for, of course, Red Dead and Spider-Man, probably Tomb Raider, all games coming out this fall that we're very excited for, so you can count on content like that. What else am I forgetting? All that information is linked below if you're interested. Encourage you to check it out. Again, I say encourage. But anyway, again, my name is Garrett. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm incredibly excited for Red Dead Redemption 2. It's been a long time coming, and it will be here before we know it. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe for more, and join us every single week on the It's Obvious podcast. I think that's all I have to say. I think we're good. It's been a while since I've done anything on camera. But anyway, it was great. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you again very soon.
Your hands upon a dead man's gun, and you're looking down the sights. Your heart is warm